29th of April 2013, Orleans County on Darryl Sommerfeldt's farm, looking at the nitrogen rate trial for winter triticale. And as you can tell, there are a lot of differences, at least visually, between the treatments. And this was a later planted field of winter triticale, and it appears that nitrogen, at least initially, is going to be even more important for these late planted fields compared to the earlier planted fields. Square here is 90 pounds to the acre of nitrogen. In this field, the plots of triticale in the 90 and 120 pound rates are about 8-10 inches tall, a couple inches shorter than some triticale that was planted about a month earlier, just up the road at the Van Lee Shouts. And moving on to the untreated control, you can see that there's a very drastic difference here with the late planted triticale. It's only about 5 inches tall. That's half of about what it is for some earlier planted triticale, and we're going to walk up here quick and just see how thin this plot looks without any nitrogen fertilizer at all. And we're just going to compare that quick with a close-up shot of the 90 pounds of nitrogen per acre, just looking down on it visually. So even though this is a later planted field, it's, at least visually, is appearing that maybe a higher rate of nitrogen will still help get a fairly reasonable yield. Okay. Moving on to 30 pounds per acre of nitrogen. Some spots are growing, but like the other field just looked at a few minutes ago, really doesn't appear very much different than the untreated control. 120 pounds nitrogen per acre. Again, it's very similar to the 90, but there may still be a yield difference when this is harvested. And this field, its growth stage right now, the joint on the triticale is still at ground level, so there's still probably at least 2 weeks before this is going to be harvested, and there'll probably be substantial growth that takes place in the next couple weeks. Finally, 60 pounds per acre of nitrogen and at this point it's kind of hard to tell visually if this 60 pounds per acre is going to be the same as, say, the 120 pounds per acre, or even that blue square behind it at 90, but we'll see what the yields say. And you can see there is a very stark contrast with the rest of the field. It's fertilized behind it. See right down the line where they left us some buffer area around our plots. Again, I think at this point it's probably going to be a bigger deal to get enough nitrogen on with the late planted fields than maybe even with some of the earlier planted fields. But there should still be a benefit to putting on nitrogen. It's just a matter of figuring out how much.